Videotaping this live during class. So what we have here is -2 minus 6i over -5 minus 6i. So I'm multiplying by the complex conjugate, which is where we take the denominator and we change the sign in the middle and write it over itself, which is basically 1. Remember, anything over itself is 1, and you multiply by 1 and it doesn't change the actual meaning of the problem. It may change how it looks. That's our goal. We're trying to get rid of the I on the denominator. So we keep the first one the same, -5, and we change the symbol in the middle. It was minus, it's going to be plus now, 6i. That's going to, so the reason we do that is so when we FOIL this, is the I will go away. There will be no I in the denominator. Now, whatever you do to the bottom here, you have to do the exact same thing to the top. Do not change it, do not question it. Whatever's on the bottom has to be the same thing on top. Now, because we have a binomial times a binomial over a binomial times a binomial, we have to do 2 sets of FOIL, okay? I always do the bottom one first. I had a student ask me today, could he do the top one first? Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. Whichever one you want to do first is okay with me. As long as you know we've got to do them all. And it's 2 separate sets of FOIL. Okay, so I'm going to do the bottom one first. First in each pod is a -5. So it's -5 times -5. -5 times -5 is 25, right? Yeah. Okay. Then I'm going to go, my O tells me to do the outside. I'm going to look at the picture of these little critters right here. What's the outside of the 2 pods? That would be, let me move that finger. We're looking at a -5 and a positive 6i. Those are our 2 outside numbers, right? Let's come back here, and under my O, I'm going to put -5 times 6i. Now, -5 times 6i, you multiply the 2 coefficients. -5 times 6 is -30i. Most of our students are doing that very well. Then we come down here to the I. That means the inside of the picture. So we're looking at the whole picture up here. What's the inside of the picture? I don't want to use my middle finger to point, so I'm going to use point with my first finger. And these 2 are on the inside of the picture, right? -6i and -5. See where I'm getting the negative from? It's the symbol that's with the 6i goes with it. -6i times -5. Come down here on my I. -6i times -5. Negative times a negative is a positive. 6 times 5 is 30i. Oh, look at there. I have -30i and positive 30i. If I have 30 cows and I give you 30 cows, how many cows do I have left? 0. All my cows are gone. And that's the goal here. When we get these 2 and they match exactly, except for one's positive and one's negative, they cancel out. And your students pretty much know that by now. Okay, so now we're going to do our last. Our last is the -6i, it's the last one in this pod, and the positive 6i is the last one in this pod, right? So we have -6i times 6i. We have -6 times 6 is -36. Yay, -36. We have I times I is I squared. Oh boy, guys, what happens when we have an I squared? We cancel out the I squared and do what? It changes the sign of the number right in front of it, right? There we go. Look at that. I even used orange. Oh my gosh, that looks like Miami colors. What? I don't like Miami. Okay, so what do we have left to add together? We have a 25 plus a positive 36 now. Okay, 2 and 3 is 5 plus 1 is 6. So we have 61, I think is that answer. Okay, that's going to be our new denominator, 61. Notice how there's no i's. That's our whole goal. No i's in the denominator. If you have an I in the denominator police will come write you an I ticket and take you to I jail. No i's in the denominator. Okay, happy, happy, happy. Now I've got to do the numerator. To get my numerator, because I have a binomial times a binomial, I've got to FOIL it again. This wreaked havoc in your students' psyche. They did not like the idea of having to do a second FOIL. But we have to, because that's the way we multiply a binomial times a binomial. It's not going to be as pretty this time. We're not going to have anything cancel out in the middle, most likely. So let's look and see what we have. My 2 first is 2 times negative 5. And that's negative 10. My O is the 2 on the outside. That's going to be this 2 right here and that positive 6i. They're my 2 on the outside of the picture, right? 2 times 6i, which gives us 12i. All right? So now I got to look at the inside. This one's on the inside of the picture. This one's on the inside of the picture. I know I'm doing a lot of drawing, but putting these shapes on it sometimes helps the students see it. So I have negative 6i times negative 5. Okay, that's going to be a positive, whoop, I just drew that all crazy, 30i. Look at here at my 2 i's. They do not cancel out, do they? If I have 12 i's and you give me 30 i's, I now have 42 i's. They don't go away. Okay, now at this point, I've got my L's. I have to come back up here and get my L's, my 2 lasts. Negative 6i times positive 6i. Negative 6 times 6 is negative 36. I times I is I squared. Uh-oh. What do we know about the I squared? Let me pull out my Miami colors here. Cancel out the I squared, and that changes the sign of the number in front. You hear them? They know what to do. They love this. I'm not going to say they really totally love it, but they're pretending to love it, which is awesome for me. Okay, so now we're going to combine our like terms. We have negative 10 plus 36, because see, there's no more I, it's gone. And then plus 12i plus 30i. All I did was put my like terms together so I could work with them. Negative 10 plus 36 is positive 26. And then 12 plus 30i, add the coefficients, 12 and 30 is 42. When you're adding like terms, the i's don't change, it just becomes 42i. I'm going to take this 26 plus 42i, and that is my numerator. 26 plus 42i. We're going to leave it right there. I'm not going to reduce it or simplify it or move anything around. If your students can get it to this point, oh boy, Miss Mitchell is jumping up and down and squealing with excitement. Thank you very much.